What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am training glutes today, but I wanted to talk to you real quick about a product that I think is highly underrated and not purchased enough because, well, let's first get into it. It's MyoStack. It is one of those products where when I'm telling somebody, you know, you should take this stack, and I list out a whole bunch of things, and it's like, and you should take MyoStack too. It's like kind of an add-on at the end, but it's actually really, really important because it gives you the ability to increase your muscle endurance. So like this morning, I trained at Burn. We had a leg day at boot camp, and I'm going to train glutes today, this evening. And me being able to push like legs and glutes twice in one day, that's like that muscle endurance that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like running for miles, and it will help with that too. I'm talking about your ability to push your muscles to their limits and fight through lactic acid. So this is something that you should add, and it shouldn't be an add-on at the end of your stack. It should be something you should be looking at, looking into, and picking up. Use KGramSFB at checkout at blackstonelabs.com and get yourself some MyoStack. Let's get into some of my favorite glute exercises right now. We're going to start with a kneeling squat, which you may have seen before, but it is one of my favorite movements, and I do feel like people do not do this enough, as you can go pretty heavy with this. So you start kneeling. I like to put a mat underneath my knees, and you're going to come down and back up, down as far as you can, and back up. So the way I look at this, or the way I explain it, is it kind of mimics a glute bridge because your hips are retracting like a glute bridge here, and then you're squeezing, driving through at the top. It doesn't look very sexy from the back because your glutes are all squeezed, and trust me, it's not a good back view, but it is a hell of a good exercise, and you could definitely move some weight here because the range of motion is so small. Next exercise we're gonna do is a one leg press. Because I'm short, and the client that I had this morning is much taller than me. I have to use my tiptoes to get the machine down a little bit. Okay, now I can get into it. So one leg press is just what it sounds like. So I like to lean forward. It's very awkward, and you have to have the right leg press to do this. Thankfully I do. So my foot goes to the top of the machine, and I'm gonna press out of it. Get a nice straight leg to start, and I'm squeezing my glute, coming down as far as I can and back up. I'm very big on like touching the muscle that you're working. I'm going to do 10 reps here and then switch sides. Big thing is I drive through my heels and I make sure that everything is squeezing on the whole lift. Good. It's a little awkward to get in and out, but it is a hell of an exercise if you can manage it. Okay. Again, you're going to get to see my forward lean on this side. Your foot into place, and we're pressing out. And sometimes the handle gets stuck, and we're good. You can see I'm like really leaning forward on the press. I'm squeezing the glute, which you could probably see better when I was the other way around, but that lean really helps emphasize the glute. I lost count. One more. All right. Whew. All right, next set. So I am training glutes. I'm trying to train them at least twice a week right now. And I was talking to one of my clients about it. And she was like, oh, you know, your glutes look great. And I was like, they've always been small and tight. Because of the way I competed in CrossFit and Strongman, I couldn't train them for size. I was just training. So now I can actually focus on building my glutes And recently, like I'm talking the last like 2 weeks or so, I stopped doing double sessions at boot camp because I was doing double sessions on cardio because let's be honest, I love pushing myself. So don't get it twisted. I don't want to not do double sessions at boot camp. I love it. But, I'm gonna start facing this way. I love it. However, it is counterproductive to my goal of building my glutes. So if that's the case, then when I do a double session, I come home and I make it an extra glute day instead of doing a double session of cardio. And it's actually been paying off. The last couple weeks I've noticed some size. It's done nothing to, like I'm not putting on weight because I stopped doing an extra, that's like 3 sessions, extra 90 minutes of cardio, 120 minutes of cardio, something like that. So I'm not putting on weight because of it. So that's a good thing because that would mess with my head. I'm still lean, but I'm putting on the size that I want. And yes, size comes slowly, but I did notice that every time I did excessive amounts of cardio, I was really burning my glutes. They would literally measure smaller. So now I'm actually holding on to them and growing them. Whew. The humidity right now is insane because we are in the front of Hurricane Debbie. So she is about to come in strong, and it's been raining all day, but it stopped. But I could feel the pressure in the air. Okay, getting into the next superset. All right, we are going into glute bridges because every good glute workout has glute bridges in it, let's be honest. So we're gonna be here. And like I said before, the kneeling squat kind of mimics this movement in the sense that you're thrusting your hips, squeezing your glutes, feeling it everywhere. One more. Okay. So we're gonna superset this with a curtsy lunge on the Smith machine because I really like using the Smith machine for this movement. You can use dumbbells are great for this. I just like that it offers stability. So the big thing when you're doing a curtsy lunge is you're crisscrossing your legs, and I like to say you're driving your knee, your back knee, down your calf and back up. So you're emphasizing the glute. So I'll show you how that looks on here. So you can see my knee is literally tracing my calf all the way down and up. I'll do one more and switch legs. It's almost like that back leg is almost not even working. Okay. So that is one of my favorite lunge variations for glutes. So bringing it back into your glute bridge again. All right, here we go. So one thing you'll notice too is I like to use my bench set in the decline position because I'm not very tall, and if I put a bench standing normal, I feel like it's not hitting where it's supposed to. So I like to be nice and low for this. And I feel like that decline bench really gives me the perfect height in my glute bridge. Okay, now back to my curtsy lunge. I don't know if it's safe to say, or if it's fair to say, I should say, Sound like a Dr. Seuss book. The pressure in the air, I almost feel like a high elevation breathing. That's how close we are to this hurricane right now. It definitely feels like breathing is taxed, and like, yeah, I'm talking through my lifts right now, so that's more taxing. But I definitely feel like with the weather and the pressure from the storm, it's very taxing. I'm gonna give you guys one more superset. That's a good one. Definitely a good one to end on. So I'll set that up and I'll be right back. Next exercise we're gonna superset is I call it a glute lift. I don't actually know what it's called, but that's how I write it up in my programming for my clients, and then I send them a video of me doing it. So this is your glute lift. So you're gonna lay on your belly on a bench, and you want your legs to hang off the bench, feet on the bar, kind of in the center of your foot. You wanna lift up and rotate, and you're gonna come down as far as you can, and then shoot up. Whew. I love these things. They hurt literally all over. And then couple that with some kickbacks. And I'm going to show you two variations of kickbacks. I like to superset them together as well. So I guess this is a beautiful trifecta of exercises. So first one, I'm sure you've seen before, is going to be just a basic kickback. So I'm standing nice and vertical. Knee's going to come forward, and glute or leg is going to go back and lift up. So I'm back and up, back and up. So I'm getting that right in the top of my glute. A slow and controlled movement. So I'm going to do 10 here, one more, and then staying on the same leg, I'm going to step over my foot. So one leg is kind of pressed against the machine, the other leg, I'm leaning forward, my foot is overreaching, so that means I'm passing my standing leg, and I'm going to shoot out and back, work on that outer glute. And like I said before, I like to hold my glute or hold the muscle when I can to really make sure that that is the muscle that is contracting. I was talking so much I don't know how many I did, so I'm gonna do one more and switch. Gonna move on to the next side. So I guess this is like 3 exercises on the superset. But it is a pretty nasty setup for sure. You don't have to go super heavy. I do find that most people, when they do the crossover kickback, that they can't go as heavy. You just really want to focus on the right range of motion. So again, here, back and up, back and up. When I say up, I'm kind of pausing for a quick second. One more. And then again, I'm going to cross over, stay on the same leg, and I'm going to over distance myself and then pull back. Whew. It doesn't take much. You feel this one right away. If you try these, let me know what you think. They definitely get spicy. So we're going to do another set. Now that everything feels nice and full. The glute lifts, don't be disappointed if you can't do a lot of weight when you first start them. It's an awkward movement. I want to say I've been doing them for several months now, but over the last, probably over honestly the last month, I've been able to increase the weight. I was stuck at like 5 pounds on each side, 7.5 pounds on each side. Pushing 10 was very difficult. And now I have 15 on there, and I'm moving it pretty well. One more. Whew. It's fancy footwork right there. Getting into a final set here. So another reason I was talking to my husband about just now, off camera, I'm probably very out of breath because I am doing a 72-hour fast, and I am 48, just about 48 hours into it right now. So it is very taxing. And he pointed out that last time we did this fast, we both felt very short of breath the deeper we got into the fast. So that might also be why I'm so out of breath, although I do feel the pressure in the air, and it is feels stale. There's no breeze or anything. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. A little bit different again, a little bit different from what I normally do. With this one, I've been doing a lot of instructional, bringing you through my whole workout. This is more of some of my favorite glute exercises, talking you through them a little bit. So let me know what you think of this video. I hope you guys check out MyoStack, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, from Blackstone Labs. And if you ever have any questions on supplements, definitely drop in the comments below. And I will see you guys on the next one.